Disconnected. Connecting now. Okay, that should do it. And I think we're live. Or are we? I'm just checking little chats too. Chat. Okay, okay, I think we're live. Okay, I think we're live now. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm just checking on my last few details. Live here on YouTube. Why did they created with the string for total? For everyone, I'm just checking on the details right here. And yep, he gave it with the string for total. Okay, we're starting the stream. I'm just gonna change some of the details. Sorry about this. Just because I don't want for people to think that we are on a different topic. Sorry. We'll be right back. Ursula and the chat said what happened to the previous stream. My internet is acting up, and I'm trying to fix it right now. So I just, for the sake of not delaying the stream itself, I'm just gonna start. We're doing it live. So sorry, Lord Sila. I know you enjoy these streams. I appreciate your support and your presence right here. I'm just fixing right now the issues, and we're starting as soon as we can. But for the moment, welcome, welcome everyone who's here. As I said before, I appreciate everyone who's showing here live. We're going to talk about the giant news drop that we saw with Godzilla Battle Line. Uh, I think similar to everyone, I thought it was going to be like pretty regular summit with some units revealed here and there, which we already knew that there was the Zoids collab, which looked great, looked like a decent enough like IP to collab with. Here in Chile, actually, this is a an interesting piece of trivia. The original Zoids anime was dubbed to Latin American Spanish in Chile, so every actor that you hear in the Spanish version is actually from my country, which is something that is very appropriate for this collab. Zilla Battle Line, we're here. Zilla Battle Line, and we're changing the thumbnail. Where's the thumbnail for it? Thumbnail light. Okay, there we go. Okay, again, we'll start again. Sorry, Lord Silla, I know you're there. I can see you. Lord Silla says internet fixing stream seems fine. Okay, thank you for letting me know that because yeah, I was worried a lot since that. I have to update my chat here. Give me just a second because I have to update the chat in order for it to show the one who I'm currently looking at, which is the one the Lord Sila is talking in. Okay. And it should yeah, it refresh. So yeah, again, thank you for joining me on the stream. Pretty big announcements from Godzilla Battle Line, which is great to see. Uh, if I'm being honest, when I retired, I honestly thought that Godzilla Battle Line was maybe a year or so to be over. I really thought that the game was going nowhere, and the balance updates were not enough for a healthy community of a game to grow. But the game has like evolved more and more since then. They have amazing collabs since I left. The last one that there was live when I left was the Kamen Rider one, which was a huge one. Was the end of the was it the Japan Heroes something, which included um Evangelion, Ultraman because of the movie Shin Ultraman, and also following Shin Kamen Rider, we have the Kamen Rider collab. And that was for me. I thought it was going to be the last like big collab that we were going to see on the GBL game, but they kept adding it. We saw Gamera, the Netflix one. Then we saw Gamera based on the first movie with the original Gyaos and everything. Then we saw Gamera from the was it the Heisei or Showa trilogy, the second one specifically when Gamera fights against Legion. I don't think we've seen many collabs. Because if I'm being honest, I don't consider the the legendary monsters like Scar King, Shimo, and everything. I don't consider them much as a collab because it's in the Godzilla universe. There's our Godzilla movies, and ever since then, I think there have been speculations for a Kaiju number 8 or Kaiju number 9 collaboration. It's an anime. I don't watch much anime, but I know that it's a very popular anime right now, and there are rumors that that is going to be a collab in the game, maybe in the future. Nobody saw this Zoids collab coming, and Zoids it's a more niche series, kind of appropriate. Kaiju's in general are very niche, so it fits like a glove. I saw their roster, the trailer and everything, and it looked amazing. I don't know if I can play the trailer right here, because I could get into trouble with some legal rights. I uploaded on my channel. If you want to see it, it's in a short form. So let's look at the chat right here. Oh, Sayo, long time no see, man. Hello, Mike Pine. It's nice to see you around here. Yeah, it's nice to see you too. I've been streaming for quite a while. Long story short, my pet tortoise inspired me to come back. Now I've seen a low in that front. That's why I'm not gonna mention Toto from here. I hope if you guys ask for him in the chat, I'm gonna answer, but I'll try my best not to talk about him because, again, long story short, I'm not going to take him to the vet until the 15th. I'm making like a last resort with him, and let's see how he does from here to the 15th. And if not, I will update on the future. Lord Sila says Shin Heroes collaboration. That was the collaboration that I was referring to before. Sega says no Gamera collab. Yay! Yeah, Gamera collab was a huge thing, and now we're seeing like a resurgence of that with the recent release of the Gamera collaboration in Gigabash, which is great to see. Don't get me wrong, it's great to have Gamera in GBL, but nothing compares to having Gamera being playable. And I don't know if many people know that uh, Gamera in Gigabash, I think, is the first game where you directly control Gamera. Because in every other like game appearance that we've seen Gamera, which I'm going to touch in a couple of days for a video that I'm working on Gamera like appearances on games. In every single Gamera appearance that he has in a video game is like a background character or is like a I don't know, like a feature. It's not really a playable character that often. Even here in GBL, like you can say it's a playable character technically because it's a unit that you summon, but you don't control it directly. In Gigabash, I think it's the first time that we had a Gamera being directly playable. Because even in the Gamera PlayStation 1 game, you don't control Gamera. You control like a ship, and Gamera is flying in the background. It's kind of strange. So yeah, I will take a look at that, and it's great to see Gamera back on the mainstream eye. Where what else we have here? Mike Pine unit from GB. Oh yeah, it would be interesting, like like a cowboy there. Honestly, Is a cowboy version of Kamen Rider? If they add that, that would be awesome. What else? Sayo says, I'm sorry for not being in the previous streams for Toto. Oh, at least you're up to date with that. Don't worry about it. As I said before, your support in viewing them is more than enough. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, let's go into the topic of today, which is huge announcements we have seen from the summit. Which, if I'm being honest, I didn't expect. Uh, oh no, as I said before, also I only expected a few like announcement here and there, like, oh, I don't know, the Zoids unit and how they're going to play and such. We saw a lot, and we're going to go here point by point with this slides. Also, thank you very much to the Godzilla Battle. What's the name? Godzilla Battlegrounds Discord server, which is where I got these images from. These are images that were translated, I assume, by Google's Translate, which is very helpful. We're not going to play the stream because it's in Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. If anyone speaks Japanese and can correct me on some of the points that I'm going to go through, that would be greatly appreciated because some of them I'm only going into like rough translations and also like uh, mediocre interpretations of what I'm reading right here. So let's go. We have first Blade Liger, which if you saw the trailer, we have an idea on how he's going to play. It's going to be basically a rush unit, but instead of having something like a King Caesar or a Godzilla, I don't know the year, is it 96 or 90, 95? I think. The Godzilla that rushes, you know the one. Or a Mothra Leo. This is going to be a unit more similar to Rodan from the Legendary Trilogy, from the Legendary Universe, because it's going to go through the enemy with this blade form, and it's going to sap and go back, just like Rodan. So if you play Rodan, you already know how this is going to play. But the catch is, this is going to be a unit that is going to ignore the shield like buffs and also the attack nullifications, I think, and also the shield buff. So we're going to give more into detail right here. We have the images, which I'm going to look at the images that I have uh, as saved right here on my PC because I don't have to zoom it in. Sorry. So yeah, we're going to start with Blade Liger, which, as many people already can tell, is a rarity 4, which we already assume every single collab unit it has been a 4-star, except for the Ultraman enemies, which from Ultraman we only got Neronga, yeah, because Seton was a 4-star. We also had Mephilas from Ultraman. Oh yeah, we have Neronga and Mephilas from Ultraman. That's right. From Kamen Rider, we got Kumo Agent. And ever since then, I don't think we've seen collab units being lower than 4-star, which is which is pretty like acceptable, I would say. Cost 5, that is a very important aspect. Ground unit attacks targets, ground, flying facilities, and leaders. So pretty standard stuff. Although having a unit, a 5 cost unit that it's flying units in the way that this piece is attacking is a big deal. No leader, which is strange. Also, that is one of the things that I was going to mention. I think this is the first collab that we've seen in which the protagonist of the collab, like IP, is not a leader. Because we have Shin Ultraman, which was a leader. We had Shin Kamen Rider, leader. In Evangelion, the main Eva 01 was a leader, and I don't think the other ones were. And Gamera, pretty much every Gamera in the game is a leader except for the flying one and also the one that gives the shield to the other units. But one of the things that caught my attention was it never in a collab that we've seen in Godzilla Battle Line, the enemy has been the leader, which is something that we're breaking here in Zoids, which I think is interesting. And uh, Death Soros definitely looks like a unit that where it's going to give something to talk about. But let's keep with Blade Lagger for now. Um, when deployed, the user transforms into Blade, which is the version of Blade Lagger with the blades on the side, increasing movement speed and granting the user one attack nullification. So, as I said before, that attack nullification is going to go through the shield that you can get from like Mothra, Rainbow Mothra, or Gamera as well. When attacking in blade form, damages enemies that come into contact as you move forward. Now, this was a pretty big like thing for me because I was wondering when I read this and I have not seen the trailer because I read this before I saw the stream. I was wondering if this was going to be like a situation in which you had to attack each unit individually. But no, in the trailer we can see that when it zooms, it basically rams into everything that is on its way. So it's going to be a very useful unit, especially against the famous Spamera deck, which is great to see. This attack can deal damage ignoring buffs such as attack nullification and damage reduction, which is what we're talking about. When an enemy unit is defeated, grants one attack nullification to the user and maintains them in the blade state. So yeah, it's made for taking spam attacks. If the enemy unit is not defeated, the blade state will be cancelled. So yeah, it's going to have a little trouble against like more tanky units, which you have to get. You need a weakness somewhere, so it's fine. But if the enemy unit is defeated with a normal attack, the blade state can be restored. Now, this is a huge deal because not many units, although we have seen this more and more, but when you have a unit that gives himself a buff, usually that if you debuff it, that save doesn't come back. Like we saw with Batra in the early game, like we saw with Violante when you summon it in water and you debuff that attack boost. Violante didn't get that attack boost again. So this is a pretty huge deal. And again, all of this in a cost 5 unit. We've seen a great deal of how is it power creep on the last few units. We saw this with Volga. We saw this with the three new units, basically the three new units from um, the last season, which are Mecha Godzilla Poster Art version, Godzilla from the Galaxy Odyssey, and Volga. Those three look like the a new beginning of a season. It looks like a before and after on the kind of units that we're going to see in the future. And these three from Zoids only confirm that further because I think we're going to see a much more different type of game and playstyle moving forward, which is something that we are going to get more into on the next announcements. Let's look at the chat before we go to the next slide. Um, Saigo says Blade Lagger has potential to be a great annoyance for Gamera Showa plus spam decks. Yeah, basically what I was talking about. Yeah, and that's what everyone's thinking. Because it's basically true. Like they made this unit to have every advantage against a spammer deck, which is great to see. You can tell that Toho is taking notes on how to fix the game and hear some of the complaints. And with this update, they're really going at it. Like if you look at some of the changes, the how do you call it the quality of life changes that we've seen, they're taking some notes from the community, which again, great to see. Let's go to the next unit, which is Geno Breaker. Let's see to the other slide right here. And Geno Breaker says rarity costs rarity 4, again, pretty neutral. Cost 5, same as Blade Liger. Ground unit, attack targets, ground flying facility leaders, again, pretty standard, no leader. Again, pretty strange. It says when deployed. Sorry, I had a pop out. Copilot. I don't want Copilot right now. Geno Breaker. When deployed, it grants the effect of increasing the the user's attack power for a certain period of time. So similar to Batra, against enemy units, it can perform powerful area attacks using a focused charge particle cannons. So yeah, when I read this at first, I thought, man, this seems like a pretty standard unit. And when I saw the trailer, it still looked like a pretty standard unit, but the reach that it has is not to be messed with. So I think for cost five, this is going to be a worthy addition if you want like to fill the your deck. If you need just one more like five cost unit and you need to fill up your deck, I think Unibreaker is going to be a pretty decent choice, especially especially against those spam attacks because the attack that Geno Breaker has, it looks like it was made to counter spam attacks. Again, pretty standard unit. Not much to add here. Let's see what Lord Silla says. Do you think Marvel is more likely to appear in GBL now? Hmm. If I'm being honest, at this point, I think it's possible. Again, we have Godzilla in a Marvel comic collaboration right now. So there's definitely cross promotion right there. But we also have Godzilla versus Kong against the DC universe right now. I think as well. So, but we also have Godzilla right now is collaborating with everyone. I saw the other day there was a TMNT collaboration with the Ninja Turtles. We also have a Digimon collaboration, basically any IP that you can think of, Godzilla has collaborated with. So there's definitely a precedent with almost every IP in the planet. So Marvel can get into it. Why not? We have a new user. Hello, hello. Our a worried human 4355. Welcome, welcome. Says hello. How how nice to see Godzilla Battle Line content on YouTube. Well, I'm one of the lesser content creators of GBL right now, but I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed the content because I'm going to get more into depth later, but big content is coming on this channel. But I also want to add before you may, in order to adjust your your expectations. That's it. That's the word I'm looking for. In order to adjust your expectations, after the end of this year, I don't know if I'm going to continue with the Godzilla Battle Line content. This channel is going to transform into a more like wide range of content itself. More streams, more gameplay and such, more reactions to some stuff, and also more reviews. I'm looking to some stuff that I want to review, and also some rants. The other day, I was ranting about some of the state of pop culture. There's a stream right there. Mike Slug is going to come back in a different form. Godzilla says we haven't gotten the Godzilla from the Marvel universe and the original. Yeah, that's right. We haven't got that. Although, wasn't that Godzilla also the was it the show or the hazy? I think it was a hazy version of Godzilla. Like it's drawn in that way. But yeah, that could be a very interesting version of Godzilla to add. Because in the Marvel universe, I think that Godzilla, I think he killed an Eternal, if I'm not mistaken. But also, isn't that the comic in which Captain America like parries the Godzilla laser beam? It's kind of strange. That comic is all over the place. So yeah, let's continue with the summit announcement. We also have Dead Soros. All Dead Sorer. And I'm going to be honest, out of the three, I think the three are very good units to take a look and also experiment with. And I think the three of them are going to have a place in many decks, especially the first two against spam decks. But I think that Sorer really takes the cake, and I think that Sorer is the unit that we're going to see in every single match. If I'm being honest. Okay, let's start. Rarity 4 star, kind of obvious. Cost 7, so it's the most expensive out of the three. Attack targets ground flying facilities, leadership buildings, which I think is the only one that attacks the buildings. Yeah, the only one that attacks buildings. So it's going. That is also important when you have a heavy unit like an expensive unit like Dead Soros, which is a cost 7 and up. You want to protect it at all costs. So the fact that it's attack buildings is very important because it can stall in the match at the beginning of the match. while you're charging energy to summon units to protect them. So, him attacking buildings is very important. Normal unit. Upon deployment at a regular intervals thereafter, grants the user shield HP, which is the same effect that you have with the twins, the Mothra twins. This is not a shield similar to what we saw with Godzilla Odyssey. This is a shield which is extra HP, which is going to be massive because it regenerates that shield. So this is going to be a very hard unit to kill, and also increases with level up. So it gradually increases when you with your HP, which is again big deal. Each time a shield HP is granted, it is added to the current shield HP. So it accumulates HP. This is going to be impossible to kill. Normal attacks deal damage in a wide fan shaped area, which again, go see the trailer if you don't know the reach of that attack. The reach is crazy. It's like one third of the screen. If there are certain numbers of any enemy units within a certain range around you, automatically performs an intercept attacks and deals damage 5 times. So yeah, it attacks in a fan shape area and also does like a fire breather attack. This is going to be a crazy unit. Again, when I read this, I also said like, oh well, that looks like a decently enough unit. Wait till you see the trailer. The trailer really answers every single question that you have in your mind. Leader time cancels all beneficial effects on all enemies on the field and deals damage. Again, everything about this three seems like an answer to to spam attacks. So yeah, that sword has a great effect as a leader. Still, I think we're going to see him more as a unit because the unit attacks is crazy. So yeah, finishing that, we're going to take a look at the chat again. Lord Silla says, I'm referring to the green Marvel Godzilla, but yes, we haven't gotten the Godzilla that looks like a frog. The Godzilla that looks like a frog. The green Marvel Godzilla. Oh, you mean, yeah, from the original Marvel comics. Yeah, yeah. Completely forgot about that. Yeah, because Marvel did made a run like in the old days of Godzilla. And also we have the Hanna Barbera, which I think everyone wants like as a joke unit, which person to see at least. We also have a Worried Human. It's okay. It sounds really interesting. Hope it all goes well, hermano. Thank you very much. Also, let's hope everything goes well with you too. He also said, dude, a green Godzilla would be hella cool. Yeah, studio mode was implemented back when the first wave of studio mode. Everyone thought that we were going to see more skins because back then the only way you could get skins for the characters was studio mode, was leveling up until level 25, I think, in most cases. And we all thought that in the different versions of Godzilla, the different like weird versions, we were going to see as skins. But they're really not made. Um, they really haven't taken advantage of studio modes and also the different skins that you could get. And the skins that we have gotten, for me, have been really lacking. Like a snow Ghidorah, uh, um, a gunk, yeah, like a Nickelodeon slime version of Godzilla that I know is that slime is from Violante. I saw the movie. I know where it is, but it looks weird. And also we haven't got skins for the collab aside from. No, I don't think we have seen skins for the collab, which is weird because in the case of Kamen Rider, it was right there. You made the basic type with the coat, which looks great, but also make a version without the coat. And yeah, I know that in the movie there also are different characters, but who cares? They made the model of Kamen Rider without the coat. Is an object in studio mode, and instead of giving us the skin to put in Kamen Rider, they just did nothing. Just an item in studio mode. I don't know, man. I don't like how they have done many things, but let's give them credit. They have been getting better at at improving some of the stuff. So let's continue. Up, we have a final message here. Godzilla has a trailer showing him using green atomic breath. Oh, I didn't saw that. Uh, if you have the link of it, I would really appreciate it. Or is it in the trailer of this summit? Because if it is, let me know the time code or if anything, because I didn't saw it. So let's continue with the presentation right here. Give me just a sec. I have to check the health of the stream because again, my internet comes and goes. This the stream seems to do fine. Lord Silla says we never got the second camera rider, only the first camera rider. Yes, yeah. The we only saw the first one, which again it seemed like a perfect opportunity. It's a movie trailer from the legendary, or you said a -1? Again, sorry. Maybe we can talk about later. We'll continue with the presentation. So yeah, that was Dead Sorrow. Again, great unit. Um, very good. In paper, a good leader. We'll see how it plays. But for what I've seen, this is going to be more used as a unit. Let's continue. And we have the basic announcement that these three are going to appear in the exploration maps obtained in ranked battles. As any new unit, this is not news. Be sure to check out the various packs in the shop. Again, the usual. Let's continue. Ultimate Pass. They are improving the Godzilla Pass, the regular and the Ultimate. Let's hope that this Ultimate Pass is not a scam like the other ones. If I'm being honest, I think I purchased the Gamera one, and I think they had another for the season when Vulture was announced. I think those two were the last season that we've seen the Ultimate Godzilla Pass since I came back. I don't know before that, but I bought those, and if I'm being honest, they're not really worth it. I only bought them because they were a way to secure having units like Legion, because Legion wasn't guaranteed on the regular Godzilla Pass, and also I needed a Vulture before because I was planning on making content, but I didn't went through with it. But yes, and Godzilla Ultimate Battle Pass will get more in depth later. Also, again, more packs from the shop, regular stuff. Also, this is a huge one. Cooperative battle now available in free battle, which I think free battle is Japanese version for the fair battles, which are the battles in which you have the same level fixed at 20. This is going to be a multiplayer mode which you can play with friends, or I think there's also a mode in which you connect with a random guy and you go against a CPU that is going to have, I think, double the health, and you have to take him down together. I don't know if they're rewards that they're going to be attached to this mode again, because I don't know. I don't speak Japanese, so I didn't understood very much of the things that they were saying on the summit stream. But for what I'm seeing, it has the same like type of sorry, it has the same type of modes that you would find in the regular 1P matches. So we have ranked, which I think this is going to be custom flat, which again I think is going to be the fixed versions. Well, there's more text. Let me see on my Zoom version. I can give you more details. It says, yeah, flat is going to be joining the level 20 team. Custom create a room and fight with designated players, and train and team up with NPCs and practice battles with the same deal as flat. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't think Godzilla Battle Line translates very well as a two-player game in general, but it's something different. It's nice to see the developers like experimenting with it. This is something that um, people were like speculating since the beginning of the game. This is something that some players really wanted. So yeah, it's something that people wanted and now they got it. I don't think it's going to be, as I said, I don't think it's going to translate that well, but maybe it could end up being fun. I'm definitely going to stream playing with maybe some of you. If you want to join me in some two-player matches, let's go. Also, one aspect, the HP is shared. So if you're being attacked and your opponent as well, your guys are going to take a lot of damage. So be careful with that. But I think we're going to know more when the update is live. So yeah, definitely going to make a stream about this. That will be it for this. I don't have too much to say. As I said before, I don't think this is going to be a, if it doesn't have the rewards. If the rewards aren't worth it, this is going to be forgotten, just like a fixed level. Because fixed level could have been such a great addition to the game, but there's no point on playing it, just by there's a point of having fixed level in friend matches because you want to know in terms of skill, but against randoms on the game, if you don't have a reward for fighting them in the same skill, because you don't get to pick your opponents in fixed, you are randomly paired. If you could have at least choose, I don't know, if someone wins, has a win over you in ranked battles, but you know he has a win because of his levels, I think it would have been a great addition if you could challenge that player in a fixed battle match, and you can take away his reward that he got from the battle from the ranked match. Or a more interesting idea would have been like you can challenge someone in fix, and you can bet some of your expeditions. Like if you have some expeditions saved on your screen, let's say you have a 3 hour expedition. Okay, I'm going to bet this expedition. Does anyone want to battle me? And you can keep like leveling up, like give a chance um to more novice players to get ahead of some of your over level players. I think that would have been a great addition. But no, we had that again. This could be a great game. This could be a great addition to the game, and I think it will be. I think it will be fun, like messing around with your friends, fighting against one enemy, like yelling it with each other, like, "Yeah, oh yeah, go attack him!" No, I'm being attacked. I think it has the potential to be fun. So let's hope it is. Before we move on, it says Lord Sila. It's a movie trailer. -1. Oh, -1. Yeah, I don't think I have seen. Are you sure it's the movie trailer? Because for what I remember, again, I haven't seen many trailers recently. For what I remember, the green breath was something that was in a cutscene in the Godzilla the Ride cutscene. But you can correct me if I'm wrong. Lord Steel says 70 years of Godzilla a New Roar in Asia is the video from Toho Official. Okay, I'm gonna check that out definitely after the stream because we have a lot to go through. So let's continue. And before that, let's see the health of the stream. Everything seems on live. And let's continue. Sorry, my nose is a little scratchy. And let's keep going. Update on stamp specification, which are the stickers. This is a this is a long time coming. I don't know how out of even the most basic games, even something that you would expect to see in, I don't know, Newgrounds or pages like that. Every time you have a system where it's PvP and you have this system of stickers or emotes that you can send against a player, it's always you always have a section in which you can save your favorites, and they're the easier ones, the easiest that you can access to, because these are your favorites. You're going to send them as soon as you look at them. But no, Godzilla Battleland always had this. Give me, let me, yeah, wait, because my PC is dying, and I think my phone is charging enough to last my the rest of the stream because I'm I'm powering my internet through my phone, through my mobile data because the Wi-Fi is kaput. But yeah, I don't know why they haven't implemented this before. Like it seems like something so basic. But again, baby steps. It's nice to for them to do it now. So nothing else to say. Well done, Toho. It took you how long? Like 4 years, 5 years? But you done it. You finally done it. You added something so basic that many other games have it. Like even games where it's considered to have bad bad internet or bad like online functionality, they always have this figured out. But you didn't. But now you do it. So well done. This is something I'm obviously kind of joking, kind of being serious as well. But yeah, this is always something that has fascinated me. I always thought that the stickers should have been like more, especially if you're selling them. Some of them you have to buy, and the functionality of them always seems so like bare bones. I don't know how else to put it, but yeah, nothing much to add. Well done, Toho. Let's continue. So yeah, now we have. Oh, okay. This is the. Oh, before we start, Lord Sila has a message. They should let you pick with who to play with because you could end up with a troll or a very low level player. Yeah, I am in the two player mode. You mean? Yeah, that is something that is going to be kind of an issue. Although I think they mentioned that you can play with friends, so there that is like meet up in the middle solution. So I think is is all they can do right now. But yes, there are so many trolls in this game that that becomes kind of unavoidable at this point. If I'm being honest. Let's continue. Okay, this function has me puzzled because no one has explained it that well to me, and I only have again these rough translations. But for what it looks like, let's read it because again I'm a little confused. What is a custom pickup search map? The user can choose three four stars battle pieces can be picked up. When you get a 4 star, you will receive one of the three featured items. Exploration map where you can obtain one of the following. So again, I think this is kind of like a preference, um, a, a preference like a function in which you pick three 4 star, and the next time you have an expedition map, that expedition map is going to have for sure one of the three units that you pick. So in this case, if I have a purple expedition, that expedition is for sure going to have a Final Wars, a Batran Mothra, and a Chibi Godzilla plus Chibi Godzilla, Chibi Mecha Godzilla. That is how I'm understanding this. If I'm wrong, please correct me because again, I'm not sure about this function. I didn't understand it because I don't speak Japanese. But that appears to be the case. You choose three 4 stars, and the next purple, the legendary expedition, is going to have one of the three for sure. So if that is the case, this is an amazing addition to the game. The thing is, it costs 2,000 gems. Of course, Toho is going to uh, to gain advantage from this function. Again, this would have been so cool if they made it free. This should be free because why are you doing this? In order to support the new players or your low level players. If you make the if you make this function but you have a paywall behind it, it's the same as not adding it because who's gonna have access to it? The whales. It's a cool function nonetheless. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Oh my god. I had to sneeze. And I think I'm going to have to blow my nose in a few moments. So excuse me if I run up, if I run away. Sorry. Yeah, that will be the function. Again, really cool function. But having it have having it with a cost of 2,000 gems, like if you have to charge for it, make it 200, make it 200, 500 at most. 2,000 is prohibitive for someone who is for someone who's not willing to pay that much for this game. So again, I think Toho is taking one step forward and two steps back because again, all of these functions seems like a help for new players or low level players, but they're putting it behind paywalls that again the players that have the higher level units, they don't need this. Again, in short, pretty cool function. You didn't need the paywall behind it. I'm going to have a short break because as I said before, I'm going to blow my nose. So I'm going to be back in 2 minutes. See you then. Hey, I hope it didn't take too long. Hello, hello. Is there anyone here? Let's see the health of the stream. Everything appears to be fine. So let's keep going. OBS. So yeah, let's continue. That was the custom pickup function. Welcome back, says Lord Sila. Thank you, thank you. Let's continue. So also we have update battle support pass renewal. This I think this is the biggest help for any new player. The battle pass, the battle pass was always a good addition because it was cheap enough. I think it could be cheaper, but if you're going to make this function, I guess you should charge for it. But it's always been cheap enough that a new player could afford it and also get a step ahead in order to reach the more experienced player or the most willed players. So for them to add an opportunity to get more Godsy boxes, and also for the looks of it, two more expedition slots, this is going to be huge. Or if those two expedition box slots are going to be regular, the better. Because yeah, and new players need all the help that they can get. Yeah, the Godzilla Battle Line keeps adding more and more four stars, and they don't make it easier to get them at a good enough level. They think having them on a high enough level to compete on the season that they dropped is enough. That's not enough. The moment the season is done, a new player is not or a free to play player is not going to have the enough resources to have that unit playable. Now I guarantee you we're going to see a lot of whales abusing this last three units. We're going to see a lot of whales with Mega Godzilla poster. We're going to see a lot of whales with Godzilla Space Odyssey, and we're going to see a lot of whales with Volga. Three of the best current units that we've seen on the game right now. So unless you have a lot of G materials stacked, it's going to be very hard to climb the ranked ladder. But yeah, I think this is a good addition in general because it's more for the same price. Although, for what I understand, it's the same price. If we found out the day after tomorrow that this is going to be a more expensive battle pass, oof, this is going to. But again, let's look at the bright side. I think it's the same price. Let's see what the chat says. Our human says it's dumb because usually newer units are better than older units, like the ones in the custom pickups. So you would prefer TP, were preferred to use your gems on the newer unit. Yeah, exactly what I said. we have seen a level of power creep that it didn't happen too much in the earlier seasons. I actually remember a time where we saw a streak of bad four stars. It was like a Jet Jaguar four star, which even to this day is a horrible unit. It's a horrible four star to have. As a unit, is kind of okay. If it would have been a three star, I think it would have been fine. But as four star, it's horrible. Then we saw Burning Godzilla, which Burning Godzilla at the start, when it was released, it sucked as a unit. It was a very bad unit. And then we saw many more, like Mothra Leo was also a bad unit. Even people who had it at a very good level, it didn't do much. So yeah, we had a streak of bad Forcer, and then with the time they kept like buffing them up, and it really looked like Toho was worried that if they release a way busted new unit that was too busted at the start, people will start and the whales will start abusing those new units against the older players, and that was the case when they started adding like um Kumo Agent, I think it was a very telling unit, or even the Fourth Angel. I think those two were like the units that whales abused for yeah, in comparison to the other ones. So yeah, ever since then we have seen power creeps like you wouldn't believe. Like ever since I came back, Shin Godzilla Autochromatic, it's also a very good unit that if you have it at a good enough level, you can run through you can solo a new player. And I'm not kidding. A level 30 is able to like run through a full team of level 5. And I know that that is a big difference on levels, but there are some units that you can manage even with lower level units. But against a Shin Orthochromatic that not only hits hard but also hits in a AOE, it's very difficult. For instance, if you compare Orthochromatic Shin against like a Final Wars, the Final Wars that has the laser, I would take the Final Wars any day because I can throw a swarm, and the swarm will take care of it sooner or later. The Orthochromatic is pretty much invincible. So that is a noob strap, the Shin Godzilla Orthochromatic. We have that one. We also have Angelus 21, which again is flyer under the radar right now, but for me, it's one of the best new units that we've seen. We also have Red Dust Godzilla Ultimate, one of the best units here because the debuff that he has on it's like an attack buff, but since it's a debuff on your enemy, it it doesn't get canceled. So that is a very huge advantage that you have. That is a unit that if you are a lower level, I would recommend for you to use it even then because the debuff that it gives the enemy unit is massive. Lord Silla says so many franchise collaborations and demands for it as well, but they don't get their own games. Yeah, that is kind of sad to see. Is and also with this current business of almost every franchise has a mobile game except for like everyone who's collaborating with Godzilla Battleline, which is weird to see, especially from Japanese owned IPs. Usually, Japanese can exploit everything that they can. Like if you can make games out of it, make games out of it. You can make series out of it, make series. You can make a movie, a card game, everything. But it's weird to see that yeah, some of the other collabs that we're seeing on Godzilla, they barely appear everywhere else. So yeah, it's kind of strange. But yeah, that is it for the support pass. I think it's a huge deal, especially for lower level players. So if you can afford it, I think it's well worth it. Let's go for the next slide. Oh yeah, right here I'm going to need the the Zoom version. Give me a second. So yeah, we have Godzilla Pass here on the left, uh, which it says. Let's zoom in a little more because Again, my eyesight is only getting worse. Until now, we have 48 gorgeous exploration locations, which I think are the expeditions, and the 48 gorgeous I think are the like the regular expeditions that we have on the Godzilla pass, which are the green ones, which give you three kind of pieces, and we also have four-star new battle pieces, which in the regular pass is the last unit that you get. After the update, the listen to this, the regular pass, I mean the one that you pay, is going to have 30 gorgeous exploration maps, which again, those are the green ones. Four-star new battle pieces, which is the same as before. Mysterious exploration maps times 8. So 8 mysterious exploration one, which is the purple one, which guarantees you a 4-star. And we have um, G Stone 30 times 5 and G Token 2000 times 5. So yes, we are going to have let's see, 3, 5, yeah, 150. I mean, no, not 150. Um, sorry, my mathematics are. Don't ask me for mathematics. It's almost midnight right here in Chile. But yeah, it's a lot of OG stones right here. We were lying about it. Although I'm still curious, is this the Godzilla Pass, the one you pay for, right? Yes, I think it is. Because if it is, this is a huge improvement. And we also have the Ultimate Pass, which I think this is the one that needed the buff the most. Until now, we have Ultimate Exploration Pack times 5, 4-star new battle pieces, 5 rare exploration maps, which I think those are the brown ones, if I'm not mistaken. Mysterious exploration maps, which again, the mysterious are the purple ones, times 5, 30 gorgeous, which are the green ones, G token 4000 times 15. 4000 times 15, that is a lot of G materials. And 4-star reinforced G material, which, yes, the G material that allows you to level up your unit and using it as a shard. The new one is going to have, again, the ultimate exploration pack stays the same. Also, the 4-star, the rare expedition maps doesn't get added. We're going to see less gorgeous exploration maps. Again, those are the green ones, so it's not a big deal. If you're giving us more, I will take 5 less of those. 2 exploration maps featuring the latest battle pieces, which that is a big deal. At least you're going to get a guaranteed. 3-star battle memory guaranteed gacha tickets 10 times 3. That is the huge deal of this pass because if you needed something that distinguish or separates, sorry, my nose is really itchy. I don't know what it is. If you needed something that separates a free to play player and a pay to win player, is the cards, the battle memories. That is the biggest like gap that you can see from someone who's not spending money and someone that who is, because getting the new battle memories is so goddamn expensive that, and none of them are guaranteed. So if you can get, look at this, times 3, so you have 3 opportunities to send a multi pool for your battle memories. This is going to be a huge deal. I think this is going to be the best addition for the, again, this is not a huge deal for those who are free to play players, because again, the ultimate pass is very expensive, and until now for me it wasn't worth it. This may make it worth it. And also another addition, until now the 4-star battle unit, you got it from level 34, which is, I think, it's like getting to the 2 times, I think it's like 2 weeks into the month, you got your 4-star. Now it's going to be obtainable at 11. So I think that is like the third day from the beginning of the season. So again, a huge deal if you want to test your unit. Sorry. if you want to test the new unit as soon as you can. And for someone who makes content like me, it's going to be a very big because I'm going to have the unit guaranteed as soon as I can, so I can make a review at the beginning of the month instead of like at the at the middle or at the end, because I had very bad luck on these pools. Like last season, King Ghidorah's what is it called, Avarici version. I had that Ghidorah literally a day before the season ended, and I didn't get it on an expedition map. I accumulated the G materials to get to exchange it for one piece, so I had it at level one, and didn't get to use it the whole season. And for what I've seen, is one of the best units that they added. So yeah, it was kind of crazy to see. So yeah, that would be for the ultimate, the Godzilla Pass and the Ultimate Pass. Great additions. If I'm being honest, if you pay the same price and get all of these, um, all of this and more, what's there not to love? Although I would say that this would make a bigger gap between the the pay to win players and the free to play players, because yeah, if you're free to play and you don't spend any money on the game, yeah, you're going to have a big disadvantage. But I think the Godzilla Pass is, again, cheaply enough. I don't know how expensive it is in dollars. Here in Chile, is around $5 to $6, which was affordable for me. And the Ultimate Pass, it's not every season that it is. So I think around $15 is around here. Again, I'm not gonna break the bank for paying for an Ultimate Godzilla Pass. So it was affordable for me, the Godzilla Pass and the Ultimate Pass. Although I will say, I think they should make so if you buy the Ultimate Godzilla Pass, the $15 Godzilla Pass, you also get all the rewards from the regular Godzilla Pass. I think it's only fair. I think 15 is like the perfect price for you to go from 5 to 15. It's the perfect price if you want to like upgrade and have an advantage. And also, I think they should let you, I don't know, activate two expeditions at the same time. It will be a worthwhile addition because, as I said, the last Ultimate Godzilla passes have not been worth it for that reason. Now they're sorry, I had to fix my hair because I got a little sweaty. Oh, sorry. No stretch. So yeah, now they're adding more rewards, which is great to see. I don't know if is going to be enough. Let's see on the update, but more is more. More is better. So yeah, let's see what my chat says. Lord Silla here says comics and mobile games are more likely to have collaboration than movies and shows. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of weird. Although lately, for what I've seen, the trend is anime games like that. Uma Musume, what's the name of the horse game with anime girls? That one broke the internet almost. So yeah, you don't know what's going to hit next time, but um, as I said, the trend is anime girls. So I think if Godzilla wants to make the top of the charts, I think they need to look at some of the girl anime collaboration, maybe a new Uma Musume collaboration, and they may make it for for that top spot app on the app chart. So yeah, let's keep going. So yeah, that was the Godzilla Pass update. Mhm. Okay, we were talking about power creep. These are some of the leaders that we're going to see being buffed in terms of their special ability. And it's weird to see that some of the units that we're seeing right here are kind of more new, at least for me, that came back only this year. So we're going to see Destroy a Perfect, Millennium King, Dragon King, King Ghidra, 4-star Godzilla 2001, which is Godzilla GMK, 4-star Butler, I think that's Batra, Butler, 4-star Batra, Pyrodan, Type 43 Machine Gun. Type 43 Machine Gun, which one is it? Which one's that? Well, I don't know. Death Ghidorah, Space Godzilla, Jet Jaguar, and Jet Jaguar 21, and Godzilla 89, which is the Godzilla that is basically the face of the game. All of these leaders are going to have their special moves buffed in some way. Some of them are going to have the reach is going to be bigger, or the damage is going to be greater. In some cases, I think it's going to be both. Again, this is great to see. Many of these leader units were falling off because the new leaders are getting like such ridiculous special moves, especially units like Gigan Rex. Gigan Rex can summon four units, and with the battle memory with Gigan 2004, those four units, 8,000 HP in total. That is nuts. So yeah, it's good to see some of them buff. I still think this is not going to be enough in many cases. Although let's see, because in the case of Destroya that we're seeing right there, Destroya always had a good amount of damage on his special move as a leader. So if that damage is going to be good, it's going to have a greater reach in order for, like, I don't know, reach Godzilla Final Wars. I think this could be a a big change, because if he could take Godzilla Final Wars, a fully charged Godzilla Final Wars with this special move, it's going to be worth it. Especially, I think it's a cost 3. Also, many of these special moves need to be brought down in the cost department because they are too expensive for what they do. We have someone else in the chat. Juan Pablo says Type 43 machine gun is Kiryu. Oh, good. Kiryu. So fix Kiryu, because Kiryu has a fixed damage of 90%, and the reach has always been like almost the leader. It's never the leader, because if it was the leader, you could just one shot it and at the beginning of the match. But if now you increase the reach, how are they going to fix Kiryu? Because the cost, yeah, it was expensive, but for the type of special move that it is, that, as I said before, it can one shot your enemy leader. I think 8 was fine. Although now with the battle memories, you can drop it to 5. If you can drop it more, I think we could end up in a dangerous situation with Kiryu. We're going to have to look that up, because, oof, yeah. Also, based on what I've said before, and on the on the many changes that we're going to see in the upcoming update, I'm going to be back making the comparisons. Although I don't know if I'm going to make the comparisons separate, these little changes, if I'm going to make them its own video, or if I'm going to make just a giant video covering all of the changes. I don't know how I'm going to approach that. Maybe make its own separate video, because these are a lot of stuff. Here my phone, right here, and I have my tablet right here, which is as my alternate account, which is the one who that I'm going to be using to film the um, the season changes. So yes, season changes comparison videos are going to be back, although with the addition of these leader changes, because I think some of them could really make some leaders playable again. Our guy says, God Almighty, thank you for the Kiryu buff. Hold on. Do we want Kiryu buffs? I mean, yeah, I mean, Kiryu as a leader needed buffs in the terms of the attack, the normal attack, because it was way too slow. But the special move, man, ugh, that could honestly make it way busted. Although yes, thank God for the Kiryu buffs, because that is like the first um 4-star leader that they give to new players. So, and it's the easiest, like, 4-star leader to start ranking up, because if you get to overtime, that's it. You're going for the zero cannon towards your enemy leader, and you need to shut it down. So yeah, maybe this is what Kiryu needs to get back on top, and to give more newer players more of a chance to fight back. So yeah, this could be ending. This could be a good thing at the end of the day. So yeah, let's continue. These are the unit performance. Also, this is a huge deal. Again, everything in order to help new players. Although I'm going to need my images again. Sorry, I'm an old man. And sorry. Alright, here we go. Update major unit balance adjustments. Example 43 machine gun. Oh yeah, here we go. It was Kiryu. So as we can see right now, level 1 until now in HP is 763. After the update, at level 1 is going to have an HP of 1137. Almost, well, not almost double, but it's a huge improvement. Damage from 152 to 225. Again, as I said before, Kiryu is one of the first units that is worth being a leader that they give to new players. So if they keep buffing him, I think it's going to be a huge deal for new players in order to get higher on that rank ladder. And at level 20, which is not that hard to get, especially with Kiryu, because the game literally showers you with Kiryus, and you can give support to your other units once you get your Kiryu in a high enough level. At level 20, until now, you have 2,801 of HP. After the update, 3,149. Again, this is going to be huge. Damage from 569 to 626. If every single unit is buffed in this way, especially the ones who need the boost in order for them to battle against the power creep, this is going to be huge. We already saw, for the old players I'm speaking, we already saw a change similar to this one, which made the 4 stars playable for the low level players. Which back then they made the 4-star playable, I think at level 5 was enough for you to compete against a level 4 that was like level 15. When they got to level 20, that like opened a new way of possibilities. So I'm not saying that a level 5 was going toe to toe with a level 15, but it was a winnable matchup if you give it enough support. If you were skilled enough, you could win with a level 5 team against a level 15 team. So it turned out decently enough in ranked battles. Right now, we're going to see that again, and I really hope this inspires new players uh, for them to keep going in the ranked matches because we have seen many good players just stuck on fixed battles because fixed battles is easier in the way of you don't need to keep gathering resources to level up your units. You only play enough ranked battles to get the Godzilla Battle Pass in order for you to get the unit of the month, and there you go. I really hope that this inspire more people to try the ranked battles so they can get more rewards out of the game. So yeah, yeah. Oh, everything, all good changes. Let's see what the chat says. Godzilla says, City Shrouded in Shadow, only console game with Godzilla Eva 1 and Ultraman together that I know of. I think Gamera also shows up in that game, but for what I know, I haven't seen much gameplay of the game. But for what I know, you don't control any of the monsters, any of the kaiju. You only control like a human, like going through the city while the city is being like attacked from in these kaiju battles. But yeah, I think many people like to point that game out, but I don't think many know how that game plays, and nobody even's heard about it. So yeah, good changes for the unit balance adjustments. Again, I hope this inspires good players to keep going in the ranked battles. Let's go to the next one. Oh yeah, these are going to be the next balance units, which I think I have the details right here. Right, no, I think it's the last image. I'm going to skip all of them to go to this one. So yeah, battle pieces balance adjustment. They decided to give the update in the summit instead of like at the news post that they regularly do, which I think is great to see because if you have so many like news waiting on you to release, just release them. If you have the opportunity to give them, and what better opportunity to release them than a stream. So yeah, King Ghidorah 2019 Antarctic Awakening version, which we all know is like a unit that sucks like the Dimension Tide and keeps attacking units that way. It's going to have increased HP, extended range, and attack speed increase. That is huge. I think that's going to be a very big buff for this unit, and I think we're going to see way more of this, especially if the attack speed is worth it. Because if it is, I think this is also going to be a unit that is worth playing against a spammer deck. Armor Mothra, a unit that I did not expect to see right here, especially with buffs. Increased HP, added slow resistance. That is massive for a unit of that type with a rush style attack. Being immune to slow, what better could you ask for? And maybe immune to stun, but come on, you have to get some weakness at some point. But slow resistance, huge. Burning Godzilla 1995, the first Burning Godzilla, not the Ariake version, which was buff last season. Attack power increase and reduce the time required for the explosion gauge to fill up. Thank you. I have my Burning Godzilla at a very good level, but I haven't been able to play it because it really feels weak at this point of the game. If with these buffs, it could really be a top of the game like it was back in the exploding meta. So yeah, very good, very good buff. Large Octopus, increase HP, extended range, expanded air search range, and strengthened the slow effect of water areas. Is this going to make the octopus playable? I don't think so. If you really want to give your opponent the slow effect, you have the freezing zone right there. The freezing zone you can summon at any point on the map, and it costs the same. I don't really think they can make anything to make the octopus playable. They designed it to be a horrible unit as it was. So you design it that way. I don't think you can fix it. If I'm being honest. Space Godzilla. Increase the crystal's HP. Increase the effect of increasing the attack power of crystals. So yeah, this is going to be um a very decent buff. Although I don't know if Space Godzilla is going to be playable again. I think Bagan is way too much of a counter for it to be playable like it was back in the day. But it's something. Again, better than nothing. Something that they didn't mention, at least in the image that I'm seeing right here, because right here we can see that Baran, Rodan 2019, Godzilla 91, Batre Mothra, and also Burning Godzilla 2019, they also appear to have to be beneficiaries from the buffs, from some buffs, which I don't think they have specified yet. Yeah, they have revealed that these units are also going to be buffs. So, so I hope they give us more details on the upcoming days. I hope they give us more details before I record the video because if this is all that we're going to get, I think I'm going to have a hard time making the video if I don't get any more details on what they're going to do with the units. But yes, great buffs all around. I think some of them are really going to make some of these units, in some cases playable, in some cases top of their game, and in the case of Octopus, why even bother? So yeah, let's continue. Update. Added target battle memories for the third 3-star battle memory guaranteed gacha. This is good to see. Some of the battle memory that they added are essential, if I'm being honest. Like that, the Space Godzilla puppet. If you have a low cost deck, I think that is mandatory. The other ones, I'm not sure what they do because I don't have many battle memories. But For what I've heard, some of them are very good, especially that Mothra. I think that is Armor Mothra that we're seeing against the King Ghidra. Not really sure, but for what I've seen, Battle Season 2, the Godzilla vs. Megalon, the Undersea Kingdom Strikes Again season are now available. Yeah, again, good additions all around. And I hope they make it easier for us to get a 3-star battle memory because, again, some of them are critical in some decks. Let's continue. Star rank limit increase. The current star rank limit will be increased from 40 to 45. Oh, yeah, this is in the studio mode. Mm, Decent update. More and more because you have more units. Because you have are going to keep adding it. Look at the number that the number of star points that Toho has on their studio mode. If only, if only. So yeah, to increase the star rank, they're going also going to increase the studio level. Great things to see. Trend update: the notations feature and very feature will change daily under star list. The order or monster receiver notation and high attention will be changed. Yeah, they said they're going to give more emphasis on your like best level units, which again is good to see because yeah, sometimes you have a unit in a very good level in studio mode, but they are not icon or celeb, so you like doubt of getting them. But I don't know, studio mode is kind of a place to farm G tokens, and you can farm them even if you have a low level. So it's an addition. It's not critical, although the buffs that you get when you accumulate them are not to be scoffed at. Those are really big buffs if you accumulate them, and but it's a combination. You need your units at a very good level and your studio mode at a very good level, and in that way you're going to see the difference between a unit in studio mode and one that doesn't. So yeah, let's continue. I think we are close to the end. Godzilla vs. Zoid invasion of the mechabiological organism begins. There we have the image of the season, pretty regular stuff. And also, starting December 5th, the Total Attack Battle Leader Deathstar, which I think this is the All Star Battle. And what better to make than the leader of this season, the Deathstars? Um, kind of a dig move because you won't be able to use the Dead Source as a unit to test if you don't have it. But having it as a leader to use right away, I think is going to be very very good for new players. So and they have more of a reason to have them if they haven't pulled the unit yet. But yeah, I think that would be it for the season. And yeah, we have the notice of balance adjustment right there. So yeah, if I'm being honest, this was a very big announcement for the game. Really think that Godzilla Battle Line is going to change for the best in the next year. It's good to see that the developers are looking at some of the criticisms that we're seeing from the players, and they're taking that to heart because, as I said, they have taken way too long to change some of the stuff that they are adding or changing. But I think that has to do also with the change of um what's the name they changed from Unity to Unreal, the engine, the change of engine. I think that had something to do with it, but again, they're changing things, so better late than never. Let's continue with the chat. Lord Sita says basically a horror game filled with chaos. Yeah, city shrouded in a shadow, in city shrouded city shrouded in shadow. Still no way to upgrade collaboration units that aren't 4 stars. Yeah, well, I will say I don't know if any collaboration unit that are not 4 star, like Neronga, the Kumo agent, which one, the fourth angel, which is the other, the 12th angel from Evangelion. I don't think they're good enough to be. I don't think they're worth playing right now, even if you had it at level 40 or 50. I don't think they're worth much. Try to play with the fourth angel, which I had at a level 30, and right now even with the levels, because I tried it when I wasn't too too higher up on the rankings. I was getting people, players who had units who had similar levels to mine, and even then, the fourth angel didn't do much. Like instead of instead of over level, they felt power creep. I think every single unit that was on the collab, because Kumo augment was nerfed to death, literally. Now it's basically worthless, and you can test that out if you have one. Go and play it on fix. It's not going to change a thing. Um, Fourth Angel on fix is decent, but I think there are better choices. I think the game now is way more aggro than it was back then. Back then it was a very slow pace. Right now it's way more aggro. Like you can get to the other side of the map with 12 units in the blink of an eye, which wasn't possible back then. So yeah, I don't know. It will be cool to see. Like even if the Gutsy boxes was a good opportunity to do that, but you have to speak to Toho about that. So yeah, that will be the end of the GBL Summit reaction and the summary of all. Um, how long have we gone to? 1 hour and 25. Wow, this stream really dragged a bit, but I think it was a good coverage. I think I covered all everything that I could have, of course, because as I said, I would love to speak Japanese and go point by point with the stream on hand. Although I think at that point I would make a way longer stream. Like maybe we would have gotten here 5 hours. But I think it was a very good summary. Good changes all around. I think it's going to be very noticeable when we get all of the changes that they announce. And as I said before, 2026 is going to be make it or break it for Godzilla Battle Line because all of these changes are pointed towards a greater investment in money from the developers, and that investment has to come with a great return in players, in paying players, which I don't know if we're going to see. I hope we do because the game is in a good spot right now, and we're only seeing more and more collabs. Oh, which collab would you like to see? If I'm being honest, I'm kind of warming up to the idea of a Digimon collab. Also, maybe the Kaiju number 8, Kaiju number 9 collab seems interesting. I never watched the anime, but the design of the guy seems interesting. So they could do interesting stuff with them. It it may be the answer to the meta that we're seeing right now. So that could be a good change. But yeah, what do you guys thought of the all the changes? Let me know in the comments below. For those who watch the stream, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Um, we'll see you on the next one. I think I'm going to make a video tomorrow. I don't think a stream, maybe a short, because tomorrow I have work to do on the graveyard shift. But I'll do whatever I can to be here tomorrow. As a, maybe a stream, but if I do a stream, it had to be way earlier, like 6 hours before I started this one. Which I don't know if it's the best time for a stream because not many people are around at that time. But we'll see. Let's see what the chat says for before we say goodbye. Another Ultraman collab, please. Yes, that would be interesting. We never got like the classic Ultraman. It's so weird because with Ultraman and Kamen Rider, and to some extent Evangelion, we only got to see like the newer versions. In the case of Ultraman, Shin Kamen Rider. We have so many versions of those two specifically Ultraman and Kamen Rider. Like we have Ultra 7, which is way more popular in Japan than even Ultraman is. We have Kamen Rider, which you have versions up the wazoo. We have so many versions of Ultraman that could be implemented on the game and make such a difference, which is weird. It's weird to see that they haven't added more than the Shin versions, which I get. That was the collab of the Shin Japan Ultra Heroes. But if you're going to make a collab and the IP is known for having many versions, and you have the way to add all of the versions, Why not add it? Um, Lord Silla says they gotta give stuff we want in order for them to get money. The game connection is horrible. Yes. Our human says I was hoping for an Ultraman Rising collab so much. Yeah, they didn't do one. Although I will say, the Gamera collab wasn't on par with the series. Am I right? It was like a 2 months after. And yeah, Ultraman Rising was a long time ago by now, but they still could add Ultraman Rising. So we still haven't seen the last of Ultraman, I think. But yeah, that will be it for the stream. Oh, last message from Lord Silla. They should balance collaborations. Some have more units than others. Yeah, yeah, that's also true. Although the collabs that the although yeah, Gamera labs around the other collaborations right now because you have so many versions of them. But which collab like need units? Because from Ultraman we have four, I think. You have Ultraman, you have Zeton, you have Naronga, and you have Mephilas. From Kamen Rider, yeah, Kamen Rider, you only have two. You have Kamen Rider and Kumo. From Evangelion, you have like six because you have Eva 1, Eva 0, Eva 1, Eva 2, Eva 3, fourth angel, and also the 12th angel. So there's six. Who else? Who else? Gamera. You have classic Gamera, classic Gaios, Gamera Netflix, Gaios Netflix, Giron Netflix, Gamera from the trilogy, the second one. We have Legion. You have seven right there. I think Kamen Rider is the one who needs more representations. And now we have Zoids, which is three, which is a pretty enough, is enough. Like for a collaboration, I think they're following a path of having the protagonist, the rival, and also the enemy. And they follow that path here with Zoids. But yeah, it's kind of weird that Kamen Rider got so low, so few representatives when all of the other collaborations have so many more. What else? What else? Juan Pablo says Mecha's IP collab is the way. Yeah, Mecha's. Any Mecha, if I'm being honest, Gundam could be a very interesting um a collaboration. If I'm being honest, Messenger, if you want the boomers out there. Although Messenger is way better, not better, way well known out there in Japan. It's way bigger than it is here. Though here in South America, Messenger is a pretty big deal again with boomers. So you could have a market there. Who else? Who else? Again, if I hate to say this, but if Godzilla wants to make it, they have to make a collaboration with one of these like kawaii girly animes, like an idol master or some stuff. If they want to make money, or the Uma Musume, because those things make so much money that if you want to bring attention to Godzilla, you have to pair it with a cute girl. That's the way. Sorry, the world works that way. Toho needs more. Ironically, they keep putting the same stuff. More ironically, what do you mean? Like more Joker? People have wanted Scylla for the longest time, and if I'm being honest, I'm okay with Scylla not being in the game. I got to a point similar to I'm a big Nintendo fan. Many who have seen my streams know that when Smash Brothers was like in the hype state before the game releases, you have so many guys wanting their character to make it in, and the Geno fans of the Smash, the Geno fans that wanted in Smash got so annoying that I got to a point that I don't want to see Geno in the game. Don't make those people happy because they are so annoying that I don't want to see them happy. I'm almost there with Scylla. The Scylla fans are so freaking annoying that I'm saying, you know what? Don't add Scylla. Don't add Scylla to GBL because I don't want those annoying people to get what they want. But yeah, if it gets added, I hope it's fun to play. That is my biggest problem with Giant Octopus. I don't have a problem with Giant Octopus being on the game. I have a problem with the unit being so bad. It's the worst unit in the game, and it doesn't matter how much they try to fix it. They're not going to fix it. As I said, these buffs they're not going to make a difference. You're going to see in the comparison. The Giant Octopus is going to lose. before and after. It doesn't have any winning matchup. It's not a good support unit. If you want the slow effect, you have the freezing zone. That's it. Our human says, please, Path Labor and Gundam would be so good. Path Labor, I'm not familiar with. I have to look that up. But Gundam for sure. I think Gundam is up for the taking at this point. Lord Silla says it means we have same kaijus, but Toho doesn't have their other half of the kaijus. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. You brought this point before, Lord Silla, and I agree. We have so many kaijus that we haven't seen any version of them. Like I said last time, Paragon for me should be in the game from the start, at least the GMK version. And just now we haven't, and we have the first version, which don't get me wrong, is important. It deserves to be there. But Paragon GMK for me is the version to add, especially if you want to make it a 4 star. But you know, which other kaiju that that is owned by Toho would you like to see? Because if they added Paragon right now, it was only it's even on the cards. You shoot at Frankenstein. If you added Paragon, why not Frankenstein? Is from the same movie. And, Toho also makes different movies, but they're not on the game. Yeah, that's kind of weird because Toho is way more than Godzilla. I found out um when I was making the channel and such. Toho um produces so many things, live action and animated. So it's weird to see that they don't cross over much. I remember in the Godzilla channel, they once made a video of that anime. I don't remember the name. Something Takagi-san. I don't remember. Which is like a pair of high school lovebirds that annoy each other, and they release a mobile game, and the trailer for that game was in the Godzilla channel in the YouTube. It was so weird to see because you were so used to see Godzilla monsters, and out of the sudden you have this cute anime girl going like, "Oh, talking in Japanese." I don't know. A word human says, I'm waiting for that Megalon design from those short movies." The Megalon. Oh yeah, yeah, that would be interesting to see. They've added many versions of Godzilla and their enemies from those short movies. Gigan Rex, we have Megalon. We could see more. Which one is missing? I think we have a Hydra, which is from one of those shorts, and now we have Godzilla 2000, Godzilla 2000, Burning Godzilla 2000. They good at those. Lord Silla says, I literally joke around about Predator being in the game, but we have canceled kaijus yet to be game like Giant Werewolf. That would be such such a great inclusion. How would they implement a giant werewolf? I would like to see that. I think we have very few mammals on the Godzilla roster. Giant werewolf would be a great addition to it. So yeah, guys, I think that would be it. We're closing on we're 1 hour and 37 minutes, but I can't stay here much longer. As I said before, it's midnight right here. So and tomorrow I have I have to work. So yeah, I appreciate everyone who came. I appreciate everyone who's chatting. Believe it or not, I'm not cutting the stream short because you are talking too much. I appreciate every single message that I get. So thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. So thanks for chatting. We'll see you on the next one.